Why can't you give me the respect that I'm entitled to?
Hi everybody. Well, I'm back with that chapter that y'all want me to do. It's going to be a lot of reading, but it's going to be awesome. I've already decided halfway through we'll have a commercial break. I'm going to have also a little added little mini chapter just for a couple updates and for a couple things that I missed. So anyone who is really new here, I do all my stuff in chapter form. I have commercials at the end, which is things I find funny, parodies, anything like that. This one's slightly different in the sense that it was going to be in a different video, but it's its own video. But if you watch my other videos, you'll see what I'm all about. Anyways, I hope you all are going to have a wonderful time. Thank you so much for everything, all the comments, all of it. It's just wonderful. I'm behind. I apologize. But yeah, my name's Lara, and let's just get to it. Okay, so this one's called A Small Update and a couple things, quick bits I missed last time, and it's a little excuse for commercials. So I was delighted to see this. I wrote, the Cambridges of UK changes made to the royal website. So the royal family website has updated the royal children. HRH's Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis have new profile pictures as well as more information on their respective pages. Man, they're getting big, hey? You can tell George is going to be tall. So their respective pages, Prince George. Prince George was born at 4:24 p.m. on the 22nd of July 2013 at St. Mary's Hospital in Paddington, London. Now, what I love about this as we go forward is they really know how to play the long game, you guys, the royals, because this is such a dig in a way, you'll see in a sec. But they put every minute detail on most of their births on there. It's hilarious. I mean, obviously it's wonderful, but it's hilarious how the Sussexes are going to be responding. Okay. Princess Charlotte. Princess Charlotte was born at 8:34 a.m. on the 2nd of May 2015 at St. Mary's Hospital in Paddington, London, weighing 8 pounds 3 ounces. Like, they get really detailed. Prince Louis. Prince Louis was born at 11:01 a.m. on the 23rd of April 2018 at St. Mary's Hospital in Paddington, London, weighing 8 pounds 7 ounces. I'm such a smartass. At the bottom I wrote, there must be a dinnerware store that loves when Rochel sees stuff like this, because this piece is probably worth at least 3 sets of dinnerware. Plates? Yup. Because it says the new profiles can be found here. Prince George, Princess Charlotte, Prince Louis. And it says no other child has been added or updated from public sites. I wrote, love this. Love it. I love it. I think it's awesome. So this I found tonight, but I'm like, you know what? I have to read it out because it's like delicious. So Anonymous asked, Doug Small talked at length about Harry and Meghan in her podcast today. From minute 45 to 56, if anyone wants to listen. Her guest, the blind gossip entertainment lawyer, knows Bill Simmons personally and basically says that Harry didn't want to do anything with Spotify. He didn't want to work, lol. He thinks Netflix for sure will not renew their deal and that a separation is almost certainly going to happen. If only because Meghan has squeezed everything she wants out of her relationship, a rich British husband, to get her more famous. Oh, also he said before Meghan he never got blinds about the RF. Literally says who would he know over there to hear anything. But once Meghan joined, it was all her friends, her team, sending in stuff to him about the RF. Mind you, this is the guy that first wrote about the, Prince and definitely mentioned Rose. So thank you for confirming all those rumors came from Meghan. I believe this 100%, by the way, but that's just my opinion. And then I had a sub ask me this, and I said I'd put it in my video, and then I forgot. So I apologize. It's here now. So it's basically two answers to the same question. So you guys decide what you think. So it was originally asked, did Prince Harry really ask to be a co-duke of Cornwall with Prince William? I believe he did, and the answer was hell no from Prince William and his people. And the other person says, I don't believe he would have asked. Absolutely no way. So, who knows? But it wouldn't shock me if he did. He's that insane. But I'm not going to say because I don't know. I just thought I would answer what, I was asked. So I looked and that's what I found. So I just have two more things and then we can have commercials. This was from the Sussex Squad. A fan of Harry has some ideas of how he could arrive for his The Living Legends of Aviation award. Oh my God. The petty me wants Harry to show up in a fully loaded Apache helicopter, drop some stunts, then walk in with Meghan in his arms looking like $1 billion to accept his earned induction into the living legend of aviation. That will destroy the RF, the media, and derangers. That's me. You are deluded, woman. My God, they're delusional. And then I saw this and I'm like, how vile are these people? While Princess Catherine was in hospital, the SS were being as vile as can be. How is this allowed on social media? So someone says, nope, I still don't have any sympathy for her. Someone says, knowing how this is going to be turned into, how could the Sussexes say Kate was a racist while battling unknown illness, and how the royal family lies about literally everything. I'm with you. Someone else says, me neither, that thinks she's using this to get out of work. What? Like the exaggeration of the morning sickness was, are you kidding me right now? When she couldn't do any engagements because she was supposedly so ill, but a week holiday on an island without a hospital is fine. Sure. Oh my God. These people drive me loco. But I brought it to you because it's out there so you know how crazy they are. I think you know anyway. But let's have some commercials and then get to the chapter that I missed. Okay.
In an interview a few months back, you claimed that your whole family was a bunch of losers, your brother was responsible for your mother's death, and that you hope the whole family ends up that way. Don't you see how that's a bit cutting?
I don't see that as cutting at all. I love my brother, I love my family, and those comments were made and intended, as an expression of love and admiration, not as a way to drive the family apart. Certainly the media would have you believe that. And they were willing to lie to protect my brother. They weren't willing to lie to protect me or my wife.
There were also reports of an incident in which Meghan Markle attempted to pants King Charles during an event. Is that true?
I mean, that was an attempt at levity. Nothing wrong with a little humor in the family. And she was trying to introduce that.
So she actually did try to pull his pants down? That's true?
I think that's funny.
Oh, no.
His trousers were much too tight. And people didn't understand that. Certainly the media didn't understand that. I think that's why we have to tell our story.
We are here to find someone that can read our energy and see if there is a spirit in our home.
Gosh, there are so many in here.
They will only take one at a time. So you start there and I will go here.
Hi, Andy. Good to see you again.
Hello, welcome back to Tarot by Andy. Thank you for being here.
Don't tell the wife that I have seen you before. She thinks our house is haunted. Can you do a reading and tell me if I am going to get out of this nightmare?
And what are we going to read on today? I'm not sure it really matters, but we're going to have a good time.
I am famous and I am looking for someone to tell me if my house is haunted.
I am now known as Lord Famous Fortunes. Can you...
We have royalty in common. I am also a noble one.
Can you believe this? Let it be known. Let it be known. As far as I'm aware, I am the first Lord Tarot reader. Let it be known now. I want it to be broadcast to the world. I am now to be known as Lord Famous Fortunes. Lord Famous Fortunes. Let it be known. And a good time, of course, up our sleeve today. And let's get into this. All right, what do we have? Second, the devil. The devil. The devil joins us today.
Welcome to the Tarot Knows.
Spare me the introductions. I need to know if my house is haunted.
That's interesting. It's haunted by a child. Oh, yes. Yeah, it's, gosh, it's somebody that was thrown out of the code.
But my husband is still alive. Are you sure you are legit?
So yeah, I would say it's haunted.
Seriously, the last thing I need is a hateful ghost bullying and harassing me. You can't make this shit up. I will have to tell Sunflower Stinks to add hate ghosts to the list.
And as was mentioned, as I've said before in Star Wars, where Princess Leia said to Grand Moff Tarkin, the more that you squeeze your grip, or words to that effect, the more star systems that will slip through your grasp.
For joining me. You look fantastic. You look like you're in good spirits.
Thank you, so do you.
First off, sorry for your loss. I know you must be mourning the sudden loss of the Queen.
Thank you, yes.
The BBC is reporting that the Queen's purposefully left you and Harry out of her will.
This I heard about.
It's also been reported that her last words were, "Don't let that bitch Meghan near the palace." Now, is that true?
That was relayed to me from Harry. Those were conversations that family had with him.
Aren't commercials the best? Okay, so this chapter, the missing chapter, one amazing article that answers so many questions and brings up new ones. An extremely smart man who has given his info and predictions of these two fools for the last 4 years and has only been wrong once. Let's dig in. Okay, so I'm going to start off reading what a sociopath is and what a psychopath is because that is what he calls them. So let's just read it because they are confusing. A sociopath is a person with a personality disorder manifesting itself in extreme antisocial attitudes and behavior and a lack of conscience. Antisocial personality disorder, sometimes called sociopathy, is a mental health condition in which a person consistently shows no regard for right and wrong and ignores the rights and feelings of others. That's what he calls me again. He calls Harry Compter a psychopath, a person affected by chronic mental disorder with abnormal or violent social behavior. An unstable and aggressive person. Schoolyard psychopaths will gather around a fight to encourage their combatants. What defines someone as a psychopath? Psychopathy is a severe personality disorder characterized by interpersonal deceptiveness and calloused remorselessness, a use of others, as well as behavioral recklessness, impulsivity, and overt antisocial behavior. Wow. Okay, so let's get to it. Okay, so I wrote the key up top. You'll be able to understand it fast, really. But anyways, the psychopath is Harry Compter. The sociopath is Rochel. Dark Destroyer. Oh, another typo. You guys, I always do this. Oprah Winfrey, Triple C is King Charles III. HF is the Heritage Foundation. And TNT are 2 former staff members. Author Christopher Jones, updated on January 23rd. So we're going to be in for a wild ride. He's going to say some things about what's going on, and I believe this is what's going to happen in the spring, you guys. That's my belief. Also, what else was I going to say before we go forward? Oh, I put memes and pictures and that, but some of the memes and pictures don't necessarily go with the article, but they're funny. It'll be fun. It's fine. It's all good. Okay. New Year's predictions. Sorry I waited a couple of weeks as there was a lot of chatter about a few of their lawsuits. One which proved to be true, and we'll cover it in more detail. A point of correction for some. Sorry, but those people that Henry is transforming into a... When I saw this, I almost died, you guys. Remember me calling him Beaker because of his hair at that friggin' thing in Jamaica? Oh my God, I just about died when I saw this. Anyways, is rather incorrect, as Henry turned into that a long time ago. I will explain. For the last 4 years, I always predict what will happen with these two. It is very easy to check, as most is still up. Only the YouTube videos, shocker, were taken down. It's relatively easy and straightforward to predict with these two as soon as you accept that Henry is a psychopath and she is a sociopath. While no one seems to question her, sociopath, I was always questioned about psychopath. There are a lot of posts and answers where I outline this in detail. He spent 4 months as the bullet magnet, going on only 6 missions, yet look at his constant invoking of Diana, but never able to put any emotion into it. Ditto kids. It is just like having a conversation with AI. It hits the touch points but seems wrong and lacks genuine emotion. In other words, the definition of a psychopath. His tour was cut short. Why? Sorry, is that something we can't talk about? So a quick recap for those not familiar with my answers or posts. A bit of background. I only wrote about them by accident because I had read many of Henry's racist social media posts, ex-military groups I was a member of. Well, it was always assumed that it was him. Alas, since proven, he really is as thick as pig poo. The IP address of the user always matches where Henry was. Oh my God. Also, I was at Toronto Soho House at the time they first met. Well. Megan and 2 of her former friends, family, friends, co-workers, are all former except for one. Can you guess who? We know who. M.A. She and 2 friends were introduced to the group I was by Marcus, who also told us his favorite dirty roast chicken joke. Oh yeah, we'll get to that. The next night, Henry, who was on a pre-trip for the Invictus Games, turned up to Soho House, London, and Megan was introduced to his group by Marcus. The next night, they had a date, in Soho House, where she was wearing a blue dress. So, eyewitness of the Deceit, famously she claims she was wearing a blue dress on their first date. And yeah, remember he said she was wearing jeans and a black shirt? Okay. Well, their real first quote-unquote date was that. Okay. When I heard the engagement story in their interview on the BBC, I knew it was fake and was impressed at the rather disgusting trolling. Look up in Urban Dictionary what roast chicken is. By the way, I do, and I have before, and I put it up again shortly. Failing that, come to one of my onstage shows when the musical is touring the U.S., coming to a bus stop near you. They're just not popular anymore. Check out the engagement interview, since proven by the couple to be a complete fake. So why did they talk about roast chicken specifically? I have it written there, you guys. I'm not going to say it. You guys can read it. Okay. From day one, they proved it wasn't a case of when they are lying. It was just a case of when they were telling the truth. Turn that into a drinking game if you want to stay sober. So last year I was talking about the 18 lawsuits. I believe it, you guys. There's a lot out there that we don't know that they keep hidden and they just buy away. And he'll explain. And I know there's lawsuits out there. I know there is. And in my previous post, look it up, I pointed out seeding and even seeded what all the upcoming lawsuits are about. So the reason they just withdrew this one is more complicated than you might think. See, we all know what is in TNT's emails, the 2 staff members. To recap, the staff knew these 2 are a psychopath and sociopath, and as I wrote, they all forced nice big payoffs over a year ago, not replaced, just like the securities they can no longer afford. Strange as Henry flies commercial and now she has to drive herself. It is, of course, just a coincidence that people seem to know to go after their specific emails, which is the information in the article. I was outed as one of the 8 hateful social media personalities that Psychopath followed by you know who. Now, one answer I wrote on Quora was alleged to have been the reason this person was on everything, you guys, and got just like totally bashed. But anyways, something we can talk about, where I called Henry an idiot and demonstrated why in very technical and apparently extremely accurate detail. Why? This was when he was interviewing a noted civil rights activist and was so thick he couldn't remember the questions. And so thick he had the wrong type of rig set up with his prompter off to the side. So the 5-minute interview had him looking a shifty idiot, constantly looking away. I, of course, pointed out every single error and how the correct setup could be bought for under $50. Apparently, it was exactly right. Interesting when those staff emails explaining why the replacements had to be brought up with will be public. Now, for Americans especially, and those in the rest of the world, there are specific code words that when referenced in the UK, we can't talk about that, refers to specific legal instruments called injunctions. Most people refer to them as super injunctions, others as protect the rich and privileged. In the UK, you can't even refer to the existence of an injunction if the judge decrees. So once notified that there is one, that's it. If you are American, your right to BS or whatever, he's sarcastic, First Amendment doesn't protect you. If you break an injunction, then your entire SM channel is demonetized and sometimes deleted. SM platforms are global, and your U.S. First Amendment and publishing, etc. laws only apply inside your borders. YouTube are liable for 5% of total globe revenue fines, for example. If you break one, it isn't just demonetized that can happen, but your channel can be deleted. I'm sure you can guess a couple. It is why you get so many right-wing activists, commentators, etc. going down the subscription model. It is also why Musk keeps going on about his platform possibly not operating in Europe. Wow. I can't believe that our freedom of speech is going away, you guys. It's so sad. Like, we got to be so careful on YouTube, and I'm just so terrified they're never going to monetize me because I'm not as careful as I should be. I got to get better. You guys have to help me get better. So last year, they were extremely successful from a legal standpoint, settling or delaying cases to avoid discovery. Well. In the above case, the mail went after TNT's emails, and there's no way they couldn't be handed over. Now, if an injunction was covered in those emails, then it is a way to get around it. Just like Psycho was very well coached and restrained in his testimony this year, specifically just vague assumptions. No way, not the specific allegations, so that rebuttal witnesses and information could be put in the court. Go back over my post talking about bullying, assaults, and security. So as I pointed out, for the last 2 years, they have money problems. They will not be able to continue to settle and prevent discovery. In my previous post, you can see the type of cases that can be easily brought against them. They are easily liable for 30 plus. 30 plus, you guys? That is a lot of cases. Okay. Sorry to be cryptic, but ask yourself why. And then down there, it was like, I wrote, like, these two princesses, they don't have special security, do they? Like, he's so full of crap. I just can't with him. Yet, Henry is still, despite constantly losing, keeping these lawsuits going, especially when they have canceled the security in the U.S. You know, the land of all the mentally ill able to get guns and live on the streets? Well, they don't have a lot of money anymore. Why were they kicked out of TP's house? We know why. Why did Priti Patel pull the protection officers in the middle of the night? Why was Henry pulled from Afghanistan early? Why is Henry not allowed in certain offices? What the hell? I feel these will finally be revealed this year. Finally allowed or by the HF in the deportation of Henry. You guys. FYI, this duo still hasn't repaid the missing charity money. It is also not legal for them to receive UK charitable donations. If Sociopath ever comes to the UK, there is a private prosecution waiting. Holy moly. Oh my God. So Henry, that's why she'll never go back. So Henry's a psychopath, and for balance, she is also a malignant narcissist and rages when her perceived status is questioned. This and the money problems were what led them parting with Sunshine. Sadly for them, they are delusional, and SS were the ones keeping them relevant and stopping all the hit pieces. They were. So as I wrote over a year ago, February-March 2023, you would have the hit pieces coming out. It was easy as Sociopath had made the political moves and trying to set herself up as VP. After all, they even brought Biden's sister endorsement. Oh my God. So how could I predict? Well, it was quite simple. A psychopath and a sociopath have no empathy. They really have massive blind spots and don't understand how people will fight or even fight back. So in their case, this was the downfall. A rival pack to protect their candidate put out hit press packs. The information used in South Park. The satire was them, but seriously, the work in all the background images, the number of magazine covers, and attention to detail? This is what I was highlighting in my previous post. Seeding. The extensive research and hard work was done and presented. From here, it is a quick study of looking at production schedules and guessing when it would come out. Simple, really. The rest was mostly a continuation of what I'd been saying for years. I took a lot of abuse, of course, that they were nearly broke if they continued the spending patterns. After all, the people quoting puff pieces and all the money they were making, I pointed out the basics, the type of deal that was reported not by them, but Netflix, the publisher, the company filings, etc. What used to be standard journalism, but no longer is. Today you just copy the PR or pack piece and then repeat it so it appears to be fact. Psychopath clearly doesn't think the law or any rules apply to him. Take his claimed love of the military. Yeah, right. In his book, he talks about his drug taking and how with the help of the palace, he avoided the military drug tests. OMG, you guys. I didn't even know that. I didn't read his stinking book, but are you kidding me right now? Cuts off all chance of him doing any royal work connected with the military. It also sets an interesting legal precedent and pattern of behavior. He also talked about his drug taking while raising a baby. What family court judge could ever grant him custody? An idiot and a psychopath is not a good mix. Now during 2024, how could this possibly play out? Well, the biggest issue for this couple is that it's an election year. They firmly planted themselves in the Democrat camp. And even though there's no such thing as fair judicial system in the US or anywhere in the world, let's be real, they somehow managed to avoid the multiple cases looking at his visa. It is, however, an election issue. The Heritage Foundation, who are technically nonpartisan, have it as part of the conditions that this needs to be addressed. It is in their candidate requirements. Wow, you guys. A working immigration system that stops all drug users, rich and privileged, and well all. Holy moly smoly. This is really juicy, man, oh man. Now, the issue for Psycho is this looks like outright fraud. And well, it's politics. If the Republicans win, then this will play out. He is gone. So what happens to the kids? Well, for me, Triple C, Andrew, Henry, Meghan, all are not to be forgiven for throwing the late, great Queen under the bus and taking advantage of her, which is coming out with the Queen's staff books and pieces. The Queen and Philip didn't put them under an NDA, so Triple C buying off to protect Meghan and Henry just couldn't work forever, which is true, you guys. We have to just admit that, King Charles bought people to cover this crap up. His whole life he has. He's complicit. Anyway, hence the current book with their lies on Lilibet. Now, for over 20 years, Triple C stated he was reducing the monarchy and then just allowed Sociopath to name the children as Prince and Princess with no legal standing. The late great Queen only followed the letters patent once out of 11. Oh, with the Commonwealth problems and refusing to attend Commonwealth functions, resulting in Anne's public criticism of Triple C, stating the monarchy's role should be expanded, we were asked by staff to lay off the attacks. Oh my God, this is somebody who writes for, okay. With the observation that it was actually a mistake from Sociopath, that no court in the Western world would give custody to Psycho, as he was a confessed drug user. That naming them prince and princess, and then the UK takes precedent. Socio would lose the kids. If there are children, you guys. You know, we don't know yet, okay? However, that was always the plan. What an absolute vote winner that would have been for Sociopath. What a victim. How cruel. Sociopaths don't love. Now, Scobie was spotted in the same building with Sociopath last year, which contains the noted divorce attorney. Well, well. Now, when Scobie says he never sat down with Sociopath for his book, I believe him. I think he was sitting down with her on her book and was documenting the divorce that was derailed by the Dark Destroyer, Oprah. Although, as he had been seen recently, they are still separated, it could still be on. Does form a good redemption arc. So the right-wing think tanks and even the HF actions make a lot more sense. Sniffs and stench of cover-ups and scandals are vote winners in the old parlance. In today's America, it is the type of anger that gets donations. It's all about the money. Notice the date on the articles. Notice the idiocy of people. The noses look nothing alike. Just state it is rinse and repeat. Follow up with your accounts and the commitment with the lines. I have eyes. Notice the number of people that quote exactly the lines or just come to one of the stage shows. I put out how this was seated in my last post because it is the big thing once revealed in the staff emails that really destroys everything. It is relevant to the Mail lawsuit and would have destroyed their case while also creating so many headlines. Shame. Psycho, you are special. Restart it. You can win. Now all of this stuff is pretty much industry knowledge. I pointed out my old drinking buddy in a post who told me, strange, I posted on a Friday morning and he was then called up for the first time to TV with the host going, I didn't know, had a royal correspondent. They are not popular with any demographic, no marketable skills, no pulling power. Interestingly, no one comes to their defense anymore. Now, I mentioned how I first met Meghan. I was in Toronto visiting my girlfriend. We went to Soho House to meet some friends and former colleagues from down under who are big deals in the industry. They were there to see some potential investors. They turned out to be Russian and more interested in money laundering than making film and TV. You guys, this connection keeps coming up. The S&P Russian connection, socio and psych, their connection. Then and then, these are two places. These guys, they're owned by Russians, you guys. Oh my God, these houses. New York again, New York car chase apartment. Makes you wonder. Look at those people. Didn't New York do a Russian money laundering investigation, or is it still ongoing? So as I pointed out, they wouldn't make money, accounts show loss, no deals, etc. This will continue as they're toxic. Psycho has tried to come back, but William and Camilla have blocked it. Along with the staff and everyone. Refer to previous posts and also all the UK coverage. With the lack of money and parting with SS, they no longer have the paid mouthpieces. Oh my God, you guys, this is all so true. I had them separated at the moment, and strangely they are, although not officially, so divorce is still in the cards. That's also true. However, as over a year ago, there was a testing of Meghan as a VP. There is currently the whole testing of prosecuting a prince for tax as an election gambit. This appears to be a massive vote winner, and the whole counter is to drain the swamp. It justifies the whole increase in IRS recruitment and is a stark contrast to Trump and Republicans. As I've pointed out for years, they have filed the companies and organizations wrong, and clearly with the backgrounds of the former guest of the state, they are so guilty of sin. The problem with being a psychopath and sociopath is they truly believe the rules don't apply to them. Again, they haven't paid the UK back, didn't pay rent on Frogmore just once, and then did the claims as we have seen. None of their claims, little bet, private wedding, engagement, etc., are real. It is why I predicted the eviction from Frogmore almost to the day. It was quite simple. Did a year of not paying rent when the estate manager has to evict, or Papa would have to pay the rent? Pesky rules. Now also, if you notice the same chatter that occurred to Wesley Snipes and other celebrities who were done for tax issues and put inside, they were. The distance and the mocking is almost identical. So for me, the only question on them being prosecuted for tax evasion, money laundering, is not even a case of when. But who does it first? Will it be the state of California? It is a perfect payback from former staff members who will get a reward. The federal government? The state of New York? My view is that Psychopath will avoid jail but be evicted. As he has done many times, Triple C, what his father used to call him, Diana was the first to reveal it, will bail him out, and in my view will result in even more pressure for Triple C to abdicate. The money's running out, so Discovery will finally reveal TNT emails, and this will be the end of them completely. It should result in criminal prosecutions, although again the UK and US are just so corrupt. The case Meghan won is the perfect example. Warby went against his own previous rulings and just did a 180 with the statement. The court no longer sees it this way and gets an honor. He also delayed promotion so he could finish it. Everyone is happy to throw them under the bus. After all, Psycho didn't even go down the red carpet at the Aviator Awards. No one even tweets happy birthday or anything. No one cares about them anymore. Perfect distractions and political capital will be made by prosecuting the super privileged. All the Russian investigations, perfect to throw a prince under the bus. They tried that on Epstein and it worked for 5 years? Just remember, they don't travel with security in the US, but still keep UK. Off by the Dark Destroyer. Sorry about that, guys. I guess I didn't push the button. I'm sorry. Who might yet be the VP, but we don't know until the Democrat convention. Due to the tax and prosecutions, HF Republicans revoking visa divorce could still happen. Go through the last 5 years of answers and posts and you will see I predicted the problem with the business plans, the companies wrongly filed, the UK charity, leaving, etc. I do explain why, unless this is a legal reason not to. In the case of tax money laundering, go back to the formation of the companies and my answers on it. I predict this happening and the standard timelines, which in this year I predicted the money laundering and have been outlined and have even outlined why. Psychopaths and sociopaths don't listen to advice. They are following the former guest of the state who appears to be the mastermind. Through their account, they have shown how they have laundered the book Advance Disney money to avoid state and federal taxes. Again, they filed it and set it up wrongly. So look at the timelines. I called out Psycho as lying in the Oprah's interview. Not specifically Meghan. The mastermind, through their accounts, have shown how they've laundered the book money. Oh, I think I just... oh my goodness. Okay, so look at the timelines. I called out Psycho's lying, not specifically Meghan, but actually Henry, only one person. Chase Hughes, check out the behavioral panel on YouTube. He even argues with the other experts. It took more than 6 months, mostly over a year, before others started to come around. It's 3 years on the tax affairs. You also have the PACs, etc. to throw in. Watch it all be called out this year. Her agency didn't get a single piece of work. Strange they still made $500,000. Well, guys, that's the end. And oh my, I must be tired. I cannot believe I made those mistakes. I don't know how to edit, so you're going to see my hand go by. I apologize. I literally thought I pushed it, but it's not been hard enough, so... Woo! That was a mouthful. So what I think, guys, is that, well, what I have heard is that there's a super injunction on the papers, right? Sorry, I had to have a little drink. So they can't say anything. But I believe that it stopped this in this spring. I think it's going to end. And I think that's when everything's going to hit the fan. Plus... this thing's gonna go to court. This visa thing, I believe that too, because they're going forth with it. So this year is gonna be hella interesting, guys. So that's my prediction. We'll see what happens. I don't know. Nobody does. I don't have a crystal ball, but it seems to be pointing that way. It really does. I don't know. I just hear so many things, and I read so much stuff that I don't even bring to you guys, right? So, yeah, that's my thought. Anyways, I am so sorry again for my mishap. Again, I'm human. But I am going to put on a little commercial, and then I'm going to put on Tom, and we're going to have a laugh. So let's do that, because this was a long chapter. I'm so thankful you stuck with me. I hope you learned some stuff. I know I did. This guy's incredible. Okay.
People think I'm just making this stuff up, that I'm just spouting purposefully meaningless and subtly destructive platitudes, or that I'm trying to sound wiser and cleverer than I really am, or that I have very meager life experiences or qualifications to tell other people how to live their lives or be happy. Incredible, that.
And completely horrid too. I mean, it's so unfair. I mean, what's Meghan ever done but go around trying to help people and offering them advice they didn't ask for? I mean, some people are still wasting their lives trying to be happy or achieving things instead of properly concentrating on their mental health.
It's a more common problem than you might think. Oh, so you think it's mainly happiness and achievements that get in the way of mental health awareness? Yeah, significantly so, I'm afraid.
Yeah, they're actually the two biggest obstacles, I'd say.
Hi. Are you a young student coming up in the world and you want to be like me? Because I'm perfect and everybody wants to be me. I mean, look at this beautiful tan. Well, it just so happened, folks, for fall classes are being signed up right now for the Me University that I started myself. Since I've got so much extra time on my hand now, I'm supposed to be keeping my mouth shut. But I can't. Okay, anyway, look at some of these classes that you can sign up for right now. Classes are filling up, so act now, because I can't. You can take right now Surrogates, Moon Bumps, and Hush Money 101. One of my favorite classes. Yeah. Be an only child with siblings. Yeah. Also, spray tans for every occasion. How to bleed men until they're homeless. Yeah. That's one of my favorite classes. Oh, yeah. Rim jobbing for retirement money. I'm going to have to get you to it because I'm losing everything. But I still have my looks, though. Look at how beautiful I am. Home remedies for STDs when the gynecologist can't figure out what you have. I've come up with special home remedies to take care of any problems downstairs in the old state compartment. Neuter and preserve your man's balls. Oh, I specialize in that one. I have a lot of balls in a lot of jars on my mantle at home. And extracting every last penny and to suck the soul out of your man completely until he's dead. Act now. Classes are filling up because I can't, and I don't know how to, and I never did, and I never will. That's right. Mimi University 2022 enrollment. Come on down and bring cash, because I don't take anything else but cash.
Called Everybody Knows You're a Dipshit. I'm Chick Magnet. I'll be your host this evening, and we have a very, very, very special guest star for you tonight, right here. Joined us right now in our studio, Miss Maggot Harkle.
Chick. Oh, thanks for having me on your show. Oh, Chick. Are you sure there's not any awards that I can give away while I'm on your show? You know, I just love to just butt my way in and give awards wherever possible.
A lot of questions for Miss Harkle here. She's been known to butt her way into every ceremony to try and give away awards where she's not even invited. Okay, that's one of our questions. The other question is, where in the hell do you get your clothes, woman? And the other question is, do you own an ironing board and an iron?
Chick. Oh, thanks for having me on your show. Don't you love my outfit? Yes, I know. I'm known all over the world for my beautiful, beautiful outfits. Let me tell you about this one. This is called Le Corn. Le Corn. And it's manufactured by the prestigious manufacturer called Dioria. That's right, Dioria. I know her personally.
Oh. What's the name of that designer that makes your clothes for you? Is that called Dioria? Oh, it figures just as thing you're wearing. It looks like you took it from one of those motels that you rent by the half hour. Except this one's still got a bunch of stains and some funny smell to it.
I know what it looks like. Yeah. It looks like a bedspread for one of those hourly rate motels. It is. I just had to have it because the
Get your damn paw off me. What the hell is that smell? Damn woman.
Popcorn farts. Isn't it beautiful? Oops. It's just so hard to be a princess.
Can we do something about that smell? Come on. Can we get a fan over here?
Oh, my hair, my face. Oh, my face. Oh, I gotta touch myself constantly. Anybody, come here, little children. It's $5 if you want to touch me. Oh, Chick. Oh, thank you so much for having me on your show. It's been wonderful.
Well, there you have it there, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to my show. What was this show called again? You're a dipshit, you don't know it, and everybody else thinks you're a dipshit. Tune in next week, but now we have to get back.